Hi, friends. Another day in chaos, is it not? So I just started watching Maddow and heard about the whole Insurrection Act thing. That's a bit disturbing. So I need to ask some questions as we go forward. I would like to encourage you guys to rewatch the video I did on May 15th called The Rotten Eight. They all went to Camp David. And I have a feeling that those people who were involved in that meeting was kind of related to the protests this weekend and the counter activity with that. Because I did Taroscopes on all 8 of them. In that video, I only did McCarthy. And the thing is those people are holding up in the background here with the protests and their roles. But right now, I need the tarot to show me the Insurrection Act. Show me the Insurrection Act, please, tarot. You're the Queen of Pentacles. So, Pentacles are things that are of material worth. The law, we think about the scales of justice and the sign of Libra. It's actually a masculine sign, but, because of, it's a cardinal sign, but it is, we think of justice and laws with also like the Statue of Liberty. Insurrection laws, because there are protests. There's Bill Barr. And there is the act, the value of power. The basis of this. The balance of power. Last night when I did the live at the last minute, it was like after midnight. I did it because I needed to catch up with everyone. But at the time, I was wondering what Donald and Putin would talk about today. And the reason why I said they were going to talk about that was because at the quarter moon, I knew that after the noon hour or so, that the moon was going to move out of this area that has to do with life and death, things that are taboo, the intensity, these protests. And the moon was going to move over here in the 9th house of lands far away. So I knew Donald was going to talk to Putin about the protests and what happened here. Sure enough, the moon at 20 degrees and earlier in the morning takes us into this 9th house. The Uranian planet Zeus is right there, which has to do with the god of all gods, the ruler. So Donald and Putin talk. Semyon Mogilovich had the magician here do something magical. Donald, where are you? Aren't you in here? Protest USA 7. Oh, Donald is green. Oh. There you go. Page of Pentacles. Oh, I just had that out. The Page of Pentacles. What to do with these people. Semyon Mogilovich. Let's try some magic. Now, nobody knows if this is really happening. This is what worries me. Because right here is the moon. Today, just a minute. Semyon Mogilovich. So the moon is right here. So nobody knows what's happening right now. The moon is going to be here for about 2.5 days. Today is Monday. We're going into Wednesday and Thursday. As we get closer to Thursday and Friday, all this activity and these decisions with the law that's been activated we don't know about, it's going to spill over into the 10th house with the skies over Washington, D.C. And this is going to be a mess, because whenever Donald is working on something overseas and then that energy carries over, it's a big mess. The one that comes to mind right now is when he said, I think last summer or the summer before, he was threatening to fire upon Iran and their Navy ships. And he had the entire military ready to go. Everyone's holding his, I think they were counting down. Maybe they had a minute to fire. And then all of a sudden, at the same time, the moon went over the midheaven. He's like, oh, sorry, I'm not going to do it. And pulled back. What a... Also, when he threatened to bring ICE into our major metropolitan areas and start going house to house and getting people, threaten, and then all of a sudden at the last second, he pulled back when the moon went over. So this could be that as well, but I worry because we're coming up to an eclipse. This is a tinderbox, and I don't like the way the planets are behaving, because there's nothing really here that's willing to put the stop on everything, except maybe when the moon goes into Scorpio. But it's very hostile still. So this is what I have my eye on. The thing pointing to this 10th house is the area of a... Oh, crap. Okay. Show me the military in Washington, D.C. Show me the military in Washington, D.C. Show me the protests in Washington, D.C. Oh. Military protests. Show me the action the military takes on protesters. Show me Russia's provocation with the military on our protesters. Can include Putin and Semyon Mogilevich there. And show me Trump's action with the military on protesters. God, show me some divine intervention with the military and the protesters. It's a precarious situation. And there's an agreement. So here's our military. Scrutinizing, investigating, looking at things covered in the Trump dynasty. These are our protesters. There's the star. Covered in heartbreak. This is the military's action upon the protesters. That looks rather supportive to me. Is the military being they're being supportive of the protesters. Show me Russia's provocation upon the military against the protesters. They're trying to spark outrage. They're trying to trigger the military. Donald, the military against our protesters. This is such good news. This is his biggest, wettest dream, you guys, ever. He is in so much of his glory right now. It's so disgusting. And show me divine intervention with the military and our protesters. She's blocking it. Thank God. If you don't believe divine intervention is not here, I hope we see evidence that she is, because right now we have the military who wants to be supportive. We have divine intervention who's blocking the military against the protesters. These are the problem fools. Okay. Incomplete right